Your life looks good on paper, but deep down inside, you feel unhappy. You feel unfulfilled, something feels off, something is missing. And this is a challenging place to be in because you can get stuck in this guilt loop. When you look at the life that you've created, you've built a good life for yourself. When you look at your career, maybe a successful business, maybe you are in a good shape, the relationships that you've built, the family that you've created, the experiences that you have, you're probably outperforming most people around you. So who are you to be dissatisfied? Who are you to be complaining about your reality? If I look at my family that I've created, I can't say that I'm unhappy. So you start to repress and push down this truth. But your heart wants to show you something. It wants to tell you something. And this is especially a scary thing to listen to when you've built a good life for yourself. It's easy to create changes in your life when your whole life is a complete mess. Because from all the pain and all the suffering, like you just go for it. You just create a different reality. But when you are in a comfortable reality, that's the most difficult place to be in, to be changing. Because most people would love to trade with you for the life that you have. So who are you to be dissatisfied? Or who are you to be complaining? But I believe your heart wants to show you something, especially if you are a high performer. You want to devote yourself to a mission that's bigger than you. Because most people have created their life with their head and not with the heart. And the head wants to create certainty. It wants to create safety. It wants to create almost this predictability. It wants to know what happens. It wants to belong. So it's creating a life as in, okay, what do my parents expect of me? So maybe when you were younger, you went into a career path because your parents were expecting this of you, or this is what you should be doing. I should start a family. I should get married. I should do all of these things. Now you have the life and something feels off because you haven't been listening to your heart. You have been creating your life with your head, which is a very powerful tool, but these two need to be in harmony with each other. If you only create a life with your head, there's no heart in it. Where is the love? Where is the connection? You want to have a heart-to-heart connection. Also, when you connect with people, you don't want to connect up here with people. You want to connect up here. So there's a certain level of depth that you're looking for in life. There's a certain level of growth. There's this awe feeling. You want to feel in awe with what you're building, with what you're creating, what you're moving towards. So have you been listening to your heart, to your heart's desire? And this is often a scary thing to do because sometimes your heart will tell you, let go of all of this, what you've created. Let go of everything because you're supposed to go into this direction. And your heart will not give you certainty. It will not tell you why. It will tell you, go. Go into that direction. Look at that thing. Your heart is a risk taker. Your heart wants to create adventure in your life. Your heart wants novelty, this vibrancy. So are you connected to a mission that's bigger than you? And the way that's, and this is sometimes vague language to people, as in living from the head, living from the heart. Like, how do you live from the heart? Because the mind wants to know, give me the exact steps that I can take to live from the heart. So it doesn't necessarily work that way, but you can listen to that whisper when you create silence, when you slow down, when you relax. That's why you often get insights when you are in the shower, or when you're going on a walk, or when you're on a mountain and you're just looking into the distance, and all of a sudden something comes to you. That's your heart telling you something. That's that whisper that you want to listen to. So a question that you can, for example, play with is, because your mind starts to operate for certainty and safety and all of these things and perfection and the right decision. So let's imagine that right now in this phase of your life, you can't make a wrong decision. So every single thing that you commit to, that you decide to do, any direction you go into, it will always be the right decision. No one will judge you. Everyone will support you around you. Everybody will love you for that decision that you will make. Doesn't matter what decision it is. Doesn't matter if it's completely different than the life that you've currently created. What would excite you? What would excite you to go into this direction? To do this thing? To decide to go onto this adventure? What is that thing that your heart wants you to do? And that's the thing that you want to connect to. What is that heart's desire? Doesn't mean that you have to let go of everything immediately and go into that direction. Sometimes it means a deeper connection with the current things that you're doing. Sometimes it means it just wants more vibrancy and novelty in your life. Maybe that's the part. Maybe it wants to connect to a mission that's bigger than you. And you've been stuck in comfort for way too long. Because comfort kills potential. And if you're a high performer, you want to commit to something bigger. You want to grow. It's not about what you have or don't have. It's not about the results. It's about the experience of growth that will make you feel alive. Have you been growing? Have you been growing recently? In your relationships? With your partner? In your business? Or are you managing things? Are you building a beautiful life for yourself and for others? Or are you staying and managing things to keep it comfortable, to keep it as it is? So one thing, and this is also what I do when I am listening to people. So of course, on a daily basis, I'm talking to people about their goals and about their dreams and about their visions. But what I'm listening for is your heart in it? Is your heart in the thing that you want to be doing? This is what's way more important to me. I don't care what your vision is. I don't care what your dream is. Is your heart in the thing that you want to be doing? It doesn't have to mean that you're going to change the world. It's not about size necessarily. Is your heart in it? So when you are sharing your dream and your vision and your goals, when I'm listening, I want to feel it. I want to feel in my body like he is embodying this. He is embodying this vision. Because in so many cases, when I talk to people, it's just, I need more money. Okay, what is my next level? I need 1 million. So they're only money-oriented, status-oriented, followers, all of these things. It's all up here. It's all in the mind. No wonder you lack connection to life. You lack fulfillment. Because you're so overly focused on the results. The results will come. The results are a byproduct of who you are being. When you are serving your ass off, money will come. And this is sometimes a very uncertain way of creating. Of course, there's a beautiful balance between the mind and the heart. They're in harmony. They're working in harmony. But if you are lacking fulfillment, if you feel something is missing, you have not been listening to you. You have not been listening to your heart. And I can guarantee you, you've not been growing. You've not been challenging yourself. You want to also feel sometimes small, intentionally. This is an exciting place to be in. If you feel like you've created a beautiful life and now you're trying to hold on to this, of course you're lacking growth. Because you need to be put in positions and in situations, sometimes in environments, where you feel small, where you feel like, I have no idea what I'm doing. And this is just a very simple example, I've been doing hand balancing for quite some time, like 3-4 years. And I was just running into wall after wall, into plateau after plateau, and I started to push through it. I couldn't, so I got injured over and over and over again. So I thought, you know what? One of my pitfalls in life, sometimes, or something that I wish I've done differently, is ask for help sooner. Get a coach, get a trainer, get a mentor faster. This is something that I wish I would have done earlier. So what I did was, I hired a hand balance coach. So he's a master, he's in the circus, like he's doing all of these things. So when I started to work with him, he made me feel so small, in a good way. He showed me every single thing that I didn't know yet. So I was operating in a position like, I've been doing this for 3-4 years. I know my stuff when it comes to hand balancing. When I was in conversation with him, I have no clue. I did not even know that this world existed in hand balancing, that there is this much detail. Like we spent sessions just on feet position in hand balancing. So just imagine going through all of the body. Like I've been training now for 3 months just to get the fundamentals down before we can move into the complex moves of doing the one-arm handstand. Like to me, a completely different world opened up, and I got a completely different connection with hand balancing. Because earlier, before I hired him, I was questioning, should I continue with this? Maybe I should give up. Maybe this, maybe that. I lost the connection because I lost the growth. There was no growth. You are supposed to feel small. And that's why when people are in a comfortable position, that's the most dangerous place to be in comfort. Because life is good and you don't want to lose it. And that's when you start operating from, I don't want to lose this life, instead of what can I create? What can I build? Because that also means that you will feel small. Maybe there will be some changes in the comfortable situation. But there's a reason why you feel unfulfilled. Like, that's why it's so much easier to work with someone that is in a very challenging position in life, because they're like, my life sucks right now. I will do whatever it takes to create a change. Now they've created a comfortable life and it's like, I don't want to lose this. I don't want to go back to this situation. So they hold on instead of continuing this growth process. So this is really what you want to check with yourself. If you have a life that looks good on paper, but you feel unhappy, you feel unfulfilled, are you listening to your heart, to your heart's desire? What does your heart really want you to do? If you could do anything, you wouldn't be judged, you will always be supported, you will always be loved, you will always make the right decision. What do you want to do? What would you love to create? What would you want to devote your life to? So that's one of the aspects. And the second that I mentioned was growth. If you've built a good life for yourself and you feel unhappy and unfulfilled, there's probably a high focus on external results. Well, I have this thing, so I should be happy. That's not how it works. It's not that the results and everything that you've created, that's not the thing that's going to make you happy and fulfilled. It's about the growth. It's about the connection to the things that you're doing. So this question of, oh, but what am I doing it all for? It is a beautiful question if you ask it from the right place. Some people do it in this hopeless feeling, like, oh, what am I doing it all for? Like, that's not the place that you want to ask this question from. What am I doing it all for? If you ask it from a place of curiosity, you will receive such beautiful answers. Because you will bring your heart into the things that you were doing. Sometimes that's all that you need. Sometimes it's bringing your heart into the things that you're already doing again. And you just lost that connection for a moment. And sometimes it's not, what am I doing it all for? Who am I doing it for? Who am I doing all of this for? And maybe it's not even someone in your environment. And this is where, don't answer the who as in, who am I trying to prove wrong? It's more from a place of love and connection. Who am I doing this for? Who am I building this for? So that's why, especially if you have this ambition inside of you, I believe it's a must for high performers to connect to a mission beyond themselves, that's bigger than themselves. Because if you're just doing things for yourself, as in, I want this status, I want the followers, I want the money, I want to show people all that I've created and all that I can do, like, it's going to tire you. You will keep feeling this thing that something is missing and something is off. And you can continue to work to distract yourself from this feeling because you don't want to confront it. That's one way of doing it, but that feeling will always be there. That whisper will always be there. And every single time you slow down just enough, it will start screaming in your face. Why do you think people are working so hard? Because they're not willing to confront these parts within themselves. Because it's so challenging to listen to what's actually going on inside of you. To listen to your heart, because your heart will sometimes say, let go of all of this. Like, you have been crazy doing all of these things. You need to go into that direction. And that's something that most people do not want to come to terms with, because they built their whole identity in this thing. And now I have to go into this direction. What will people think of me? So that's where all the fear comes up. So we keep ourselves busy. Like, we start to repress this voice. We start to repress this whisper. But I believe, from my perspective, and this is how I currently live life, my definition of success is living as close to my heart as possible. If I can do that, then I can't make a wrong decision. I don't care what the outcome is. If I live as close to my heart as possible, I can't make a wrong decision. If I'm coming from a place of love, if I'm coming from this place of excitement and inspiration of what I want to be building, and not up here from anxiety, and it needs to be perfect, and I need to be certain, and I need more money, and I need more status because I need to belong, and then all of this stuff, like, you can already hear like how not fun life is if you start to live from the head. And most people just create life from the head. They live from the head. They connect with people from the head. No wonder you have no deep connections with people. If you want more depth, bring your heart into the conversations. What does your heart want to share? Or want to ask? So that's just my 2 cents that were currently present in this morning, because I was journaling, I was reflecting on a few things, and this topic came up strongly because there's always this beautiful harmony between like achieving things and building things, but also this harmony between what is going on inside of you, and are these two in beautiful harmony? So we can say, is the head in harmony with the heart? And this is something that I also check for myself. Is my head working together with my heart, or are they fighting against each other? So that's it.